Hi everybody, this is the Baseball HUD, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, HUD, and welcome back to another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny fun.
And welcome back to the Baseball HUD 3, and hopefully you like this video, hit that subscribe button. So on this channel we talk about, right now, about WFAN. It's a very enjoyable subject for me, because I've been a listener there for many years. Now, I'm not too pleased with the antics that they put out there. Now, unfortunately for your host, and fortunate for you folks, I've been forcing myself to listen to the station because I have this third baseball head. I'm now forced to listen. God help me. And so I have a better grasp of what I'm talking about than just say, I watched this clip, I watched that clip. It's kind of what I was doing on the baseball at 2, but on the baseball at 3, I'm full throttle and paying attention to the mental patients at the insane asylum known as WFAN, and they are a very interesting subject and topic because you all like it, you watch it. I got so many subscribers on here over the last month and a half. My goodness! And before you know it, this channel will be hitting 1,000 subscribers. So I thank you. And again, watch for the first time, smash the subscribe button. Okay, and that's it. But I will say, don't try to censor your host in talking about it, because this is the media, and if you don't think you can criticize the media, I'm sorry, you're a fool. You have a right to criticize the media, and I have a bit of an axe to grind because for 35 years this radio station has abused Met fans on a regular basis. They've been very quiet the last few years, but they have a propensity to do that. In 2005, I'll give you an example. Mike Francesa and Chris Russo went on the air after the Mets lost the game on a walk-off, and they said the Mets season was over. And they went on and on and on and on and on. And then when callers pushed back, they said, "Oh, we're just joking." That's what I mean by abuse. This is they weren't Met fans, so that's the kind of abuse we've had to deal with all these years. Now I'm watching, and I'm paying attention because over the last few weeks, we've had this big news that the former host, twice over, Craig Carton, is returning to do the afternoon show, and this has been very disruptive. I don't know if this has been disruptive on their payroll at WFAN, on Fan, but it seems like it has been. So where talent is being shifted around, talent has been fired. Update people were let go. Erica Herskowitz has been there for 30 years. Rich Ackerman was also a guy that was there for many years. They had gone. They were both let go. So they lost money. We also know that Sal Licata and Brandon Tierney were both let go. Now they say they weren't fired, that their contracts weren't renewed. I take that as a fire. Basically, a pink slip said, basically, get the fuck out of here. Basically what they told. But I think out of guilt, and probably because of the respect that they have for these two guys that, professionally, they allow them to stay on the air for at least another week or two before they left. Also, Evan Roberts and Tiki Barber, who had the afternoon drive, or as we like to call them here, Uneven Evan and his husband, Tiki Barber. Now, in all due respect, people are thinking, why am I saying that? Well, Uneven had said that Tiki and he were in a marriage, and he could not leave the second marriage after his first husband, a.k.a. Craig Carton, left. He couldn't go back to the first marriage. He said it, I didn't. I'm sure their wives loved that comment. But we've talked a lot about this, and then they've gone to the mid-morning show, and basically disrupted with the Spud, Sean Marash, as sort of a sidekick. And he's a sidekick. Last week, folks, he was on the air in his pajamas, and I swear to God, he looked like a frosted donut. Christmas style, holiday style, frosted white donut. It was not a good look. And of course, Boomer and Gio are untouched because they're afraid of Boomer. They knew what Boomer would say if he took back Craigie. And they're a little afraid, I think, of his crazy partner, Greg Giannotti. So I think they were a little afraid. They didn't want to cause any trouble. I know they didn't want Giannotti to do all those different impressions. Does he have his own voice? Because he has like 50 million impressions. The impressions are good, but it's only relevant to the station. And then, of course, you can't forget about a week before that, Keith McPherson just up and quit. He quit. I'm gone. Gotta spend time with my family. And have you seen the tape on X? 58-second, hostage tape style, video. I mean, it was like, blink, Keith, blink, to let us know you're okay. Well, we knew he was okay because then he was being an asshole on Twitter, on X, the days following that. But, so Craig Carton is coming back for the third time. He of course, is the icon, emphasis on the con, returning after being gone, after leaving 2 other times. The first time he resigned after being indicted and being charged and indicted and convicted in a court of law because of fraud and tax evasion, all this other stuff, gambling, he really got a lot of problems. And he went to jail for a few years. And then he came back to WFAN and was working with Uneven Evan for a few years. And then he quit to get this Fox Sports show, which failed. He was canceled. He was there for 2 years and it was canceled. They tried to give him all kinds of different names, Carton Show, Breakfast Balls, all those other nonsense that they tried to rebrand it. He's not a TV star. Also mentioned, as an aside, from Uneven Evan, he had a TV show with Tiki Barber. He gave that up too. Uneven Evan has had some life. He's had some luck in his life. I would mention, I had said that he got in his really, really big break when he was a kid on the Imus show. And I mentioned that someone had written to me and told me that the former program director, Mark Chernoff, had gone to school with Evan's mother. So I want to assume he did a favor for the mom. Maybe he liked the mom back in the day, and they went to school together. And she's probably, I got a son. He's a gift to God, God's gift, and he wants to be a broadcaster. Can you get him on Imus' show? And that's what happened. Because Imus never did anything unless there was something he was getting in return. And of course, for some reason, Uneven Evan got on was in that bad Howard Stern movie, but he's had a very lucky and very interesting career. We'll leave it at that. And maybe he thought that he's not going to, maybe he thinks he's going to go back in the afternoon. Who knows? Well, let me get to the video. What the hell is this video about? Well, it's funny you should answer. Funny I should mention. I came across this article 8 minutes later. Well, I mentioned all this stuff is to for new viewers coming in, just so you have an idea of the backdrop of all the stuff that's going on here. It's very important. There's no beginning to this unless you see before that. It's always a prelude. This is like the prologue and then the continuing of the story. There's a prelude, the beginning part of the story. This is an article from the New York Post, dated September 16, 2022. Headline: Boomer Esiason and Craig Carton get into receipts feud over arrest joke. Now, after reading this article, I've come to the conclusion that Craig Carton has a very thin skin. Very interesting, and which will provide a lot of entertainment for you folks and make me laugh too. Boomer Esiason knows better than most people. Craig Carton likes to hold grudges. When Esiason's current WFAN co-host, Greg Giannotti, was late for their Boomer and Gio morning show on Thursday, prompting the quarterback turned sports talker to quip that when his last partner was late, he never saw him again. in reference to Carton's 2017 arrest for a ticket pyramid scheme. Oh, ain't that the truth? They said he called out sick. He called out sick. He was getting by. He was getting a cavity search. He was getting a cavity search. Quote, so I'm glad you made it and you weren't arrested, Esiason said. Usually that's what happens when a partner doesn't show up. Carton, who spent a year in prison before returning to the fan airwaves on Carton and Roberts, heard the joke and was not entertained by his former Boomer and Carton co-host. So he's thin-skinned. Oh, this is going to be fun. There's nothing better, folks, than making fun of somebody that has thin skin. Oh, there's nothing better. Because then they lose their minds. I do have a receipt now, and one day when it's least expected, I will remember because I never forget. Well, that's going to be fun. Because I'm going to bring it up in this video. Carton said. Esiason was informed of the retort by the caller to Boomer and Gio on Thursday. They heard, of course, they did, Esiason said. Just so you know, we listened to them, they listened to us. Well, I don't know if Carton does anymore because he's doing some show somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but he's doing some show somewhere in the morning. Okay. I think he was referenced, I don't know what the hell is a reference to, but Carton's new national TV venture, which was a disaster, the Carton Show, debuted on Fox Sports 1 last Tuesday, running up against the Boomer and Gio simulcast on CBS Sports. The Post reported that the early ratings had been stunningly low, but Carton was canceled. It's terrible. You know, he's not a TV star. He's annoying, you know, and he's a local guy. Quote, he's keeping receipts. He's got a long memory, Esiason said of Carton. Quote, people who have wronged him, he remembers, producer Al Duke said. But how many people has he wronged with this ticket scam that he had going? And then they use the money to pay off his gambling debts. Quote, how did I wrong him, Esiason said, preparing to list his own receipts. Didn't I do his documentary? Didn't I give him nice quotes when he was away? Didn't I give him nice quotes when he came back? Didn't I call them up on their first day and say, you guys will be number one before you know it? I guess we don't remember those days. I mean, I bought him mackerel and put I wonder if he put a nail file in there too, or some scene out of the Goodfellas, you know. But, you know, his wife showing up. What's Boomer doing here? What's Norman doing here? What's he doing here? The Boomer and Gio crew went on to determine exactly what Carton's problem is. Quote, he likes to hold grudges, Esiason said. Then he has to go see his therapist to talk about all that stuff. I don't want to say that unless he had said that on the radio. And he has said that on the radio. Man, he's got a lot of mental problems. But again, this is another episode. People think I'm joking around when I say this is like an insane asylum. But this is what you get when you talk about, and I talk about, taking a visit to the nervous hospital known as WFAN. Subscribe to the Baseball Head 3.
They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, ha ha, to the funny fun.